Hey guys, welcome back to another pickups video, this time for the month of August of 2015. And as usual, I'm going to start with the new releases, which in this case, it's only one game, thankfully, because we're slowly approaching the end of the year. And there's a ton of new releases that are coming up during the holiday season, so I need to keep my wallet in check because I know I'm interested in getting a lot of the games coming up later this year. But for this month, I picked up one new release, and it's the game you see here on the background, which you can say it's a old new release, and we're talking about Helldivers for the PlayStation 4. This is the definitive edition, and this is based on a 4-player co-op game, twin-stick shooter that was released, I believe, a couple months ago on the PlayStation 3 and on the Vita, and now the PS4 version includes actually both of the includes the PS3 game, includes the PlayStation Vita game, and it also obviously includes the game for your PS4 as well as all the downloadable content. And I was approached by Leo Oliveira, the funny nerd, a good friend here on YouTube, and he was asking me if I was interested in picking this game up to play online co-op, because that's one of the concepts of the game, playing with other people online. So I told him, I'll look into it and see if it's fun. And I looked a little bit of some trailers, some gameplay videos, and sure enough, the game does seem to be pretty fun. I completed the tutorial, the training, and a couple of the first missions. So Leo, me, and hopefully a couple of you guys, we're gonna try and tackle this game online co-op. So let me know if you guys have this game. Maybe we can play together. And like I said, I played solo so far, and the game seems to be pretty fun and addictive. So I can only imagine playing with 3 other people will be even more fun. So yeah, Helldivers, the only new release during the month of August, which I do have to say, I was very interested in getting Until Dawn for the PS4, which is an exclusive PS4 game. The game does look very interesting, but at the same time, the game does seem to be one of those games that will drop down in price very, very quickly. And come Black Friday, I'm sure the game will be down to like 30, or if we're lucky, maybe 20 bucks. So I can definitely wait for that game. But that was another new release that I was interested in. But I decided to be a little bit patient and see if I can hold off that purchase. So now we're going to focus on the quote-unquote older games, but these are PlayStation 3 and 3DS games. I just showed Helldivers for the PS4, so let's transition into the Sony PlayStation 3. And Best Buy, again, they're having a lot of clearance sales, trying to get rid of older, last-gen titles, which is fine by me because I love my PS3 and I'm still playing it every day, basically. So I did pick up XCOM Enemy Unknown, which is a fantastic strategy game that I already played this. I put tons of hours into this game, but admittedly, I have not beat the game yet. This was free like 2 years ago via PlayStation Plus. And that's how I originally got the game. And for some reason or another, I stopped playing the game, but they were offering the physical version for like under $5, I think. So I figured, why not support buying the game new and have it on my collection, because I really, really enjoyed the game. And maybe it'll be an excuse for me to go back and try and finish the game. But this is a fantastic strategy game. Turn-based, where you have to move different units and they all have different perks and things like that. And unfortunately, the game is marred with a lot of technical issues, frame rate issues, stuttering everywhere. But the game is so much fun that personally, I was able to put those issues aside when I was playing the game. So definitely looking forward into going back to this game because it's fantastic. So XCOM Enemy Unknown. I already played this game a lot, but I'm happy to have the physical release now. So that's that. And speaking of XCOM, here we have XCOM The Bureau Declassified, which comes with this pretty cool slipcover. And as opposed to the previous game, Enemy Unknown, this is not supposed to be a very good game. I think the reviews were pretty harsh on this game, so I'm excited to find out why. I have not played this game yet. I know very little other than I think this game is a third-person. It's similar, kind of like to Mass Effect, I think, in the way you control the characters, but I'm not very sure. I don't know too much about the game, but again, it was on sale for like under $5. It was like $4, I think. So why not pick this game up and find out for myself how bad or good the game is. So XCOM: The Bureau Declassified for the PS3. And to round off the PlayStation 3 purchases and the whole Best Buy clearance event, I picked up Lego Rock Band for the PS3, and perfect timing actually, because this game has a pretty good track list that you can transfer and save on your hard drive. And with the upcoming release of Rock Band for the PlayStation 4, they're going to release a new version. From what I understand, you will be able to transfer the songs from your previous purchases. So I figure might as well get this. I think this was like $3, so you can't beat that for, the game has a pretty good song selection. So now I have Rock Band 1, Rock Band 3, and Lego Rock Band as far as imports to my future purchase of Rock Band on the PS4. So I'm going to have plenty of songs to enjoy, and in my opinion this was a very wise decision to pick this game up on the cheap. And I actually dusted off my plastic instruments that are in the closet to play a little bit of drums in this game, and it's fun. It's your typical musical Rock Band game, and I like those games. So happy to pick this up for very, very cheap. Now we're gonna move into the 3DS games, a bunch of cheap titles that I picked up, and the first of which is none other than Dream Trigger 3D, which I know Craig of TV and Lust talked a little bit about this game, which unfortunately he stopped doing YouTube now, which is a shame because he was one of my favorite channels, but I digress. This is an interesting title. It's a very psychedelic type of shooter that has a lot of weird lighting and color effects on your 3DS. In my opinion, it's one of the most interesting titles on the system, and I highly recommend that you guys get this game for dirt cheap. I think you can buy this for like $3 used at GameStop, just to experience the game. The game doesn't have a whole lot of replay value. The game is not very fun. It's pretty repetitive actually, but it's a good representation of the 3D effects and how crazy and and colorful the 3D effects can get. So in my opinion, a worthy purchase if you can find it for dirt cheap. So Dream Trigger 3D for the Nintendo 3DS. Next up, another game that I picked up at GameStop, pretty cheap, and it's Dr. Lautrec and and the Forgotten Knights. This is a weird title that came out early in the life cycle of the Nintendo 3DS, and it seems to be somewhat of a mix between an adventure game and a Professor Layton type of game, in the sense that you can solve tons of different puzzles, but I think the game controls differently in the sense that it's not like a point and click type of game like Professor Layton is. In this game, I think you rather control your character manually, but I'm not too sure. I have not played this game, but I have to admit, ever since the game got released, I had my eye on this, and the game dropped down for very cheap on Amazon, but I never pulled the trigger, and I think the game is starting to go up in price now because it's one of the early 3DS games, and obviously there's no longer a print run available for this game. So I decided to pull the trigger and buy it at GameStop. I think they have this for like $5. So if you see this, I think it's an interesting title. Granted, I have not played it, but it's one of those early 3DS titles that could be interesting to play. So moving along, I have another cheap title that I got at GameStop, and we're talking about Ridge Racer 3D, and this was one of the launch titles for the Nintendo 3DS. So not a whole lot to say. This is your typical racing game. I have not played this particular version yet, and so I can't really comment on how the game plays or anything like that. But I thought for under $5, it was a good purchase to add to my collection. Another launch 3DS title. And last but not least, for the 3DS, we have Driver Renegade, which is based on the ever popular Driver series, which is somewhat of an open world type of driving game. And I got this a few days ago. I have not played the game yet, but I'm curious to see how the 3DS handles the the open world aspect of the Driver games. So I'm curious to see how this game turned out for the 3DS. So for under $5, I was more than willing to give the game a shot. And that's it for games. I did pick up, this is a non-software pickup, and this is actually an end of July pickup, but at that point in time I already recorded my pickup video. But we're talking about the Lady Palutena amiibo, which was a Amazon.com exclusive. I have not opened the amiibo yet. I open all of my amiibos, and I will do that. I will get around to doing so. But yeah, pretty nice looking amiibo. I really like her pose, and the she has a little bit of a small scale, but I think they did a pretty good job in as far as the colors and the overall pose of the amiibo. So I'm pretty happy to have Lady Palutena because she's actually one of my favorite characters in Super Smash Brothers, both for the 3DS and the Wii U. So pretty happy to have her. And unfortunately, I was not able to get Dark Pit, which is I really want to have him because I want a full Kid Icarus set. I already have my Pit amiibo up there, and I have Lady Palutena now, and Dark Pit is the one that I was not able to get him because he was a Best Buy exclusive, and I was at work when he was released, and you know, I had to work. I missed out the online portion. I believe he was offered online for like 15 to 20 minutes, and then he was sold out. So we'll see. Maybe they will release him or restock him. So Lady Palutena amiibo, she looks pretty nice, and I'm pretty happy to have her. As far as digital titles, the usual suspect, PlayStation Plus games, I was able to pick up or download Sound Shapes, which is a very interesting platformer that I'm willing to give it a second shot. I bought the disc, the PlayStation disc that has the collection with Sound Shapes on it, and I do remember playing the game, you know, like last year, and I stopped playing it for some reason, but now that it's available on PlayStation Plus, I'll get back to it because now it's on my PS4 hard drive, so I can access the game anytime I want. So Sound Shapes, a pretty cool platformer. And also I picked up Stealth Inc. 2, which Stealth Inc. 1 was offered for free via PlayStation Plus last year, and I haven't played that game yet, so I should probably play that one first before I play Stealth Inc. 2, but I've heard good things. I think Doomwaves did he talked about that game in one of the podcasts, the Another Gaming Podcast episode, and he was enjoying the first game, so I need to get back and play the first game before I delve into the second one. And there was also a flash PlayStation sale in which it was like a flash PlayStation 1 sale in which I was able to pick Parasite Eve 1 and 2 for the PS1, which I will download on my Vita, and I'll play them at one point or another. I am pretty bad as far as digital games. I have a pretty hefty backlog, but the sale was really good, and I was able to get both games for like under $3, I think. So both Parasite Eve 1 and 2 are classics on the PS1. So I was happy to be able to get those games during the sale. That's it. August of 2015 pickups. That's the end of the video. Let me guys know if you have Helldivers for the PS4. Maybe we can we can play together online co-op. And that's it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Oh, and by the way, this is another pickup too, a PlayStation shirt. So see you guys next month. Bye.